Remember all those celebrities who promised to leave America if Trump won? Well, folks, the private jets are finally warming up. Ellen DeGeneres, well, she's fled to England. Richard Gere escaping to Spain. And Rachel Maddow just took a $5 million pay cut as MSNBC crumbles like a house of cards. But tonight, we're witnessing something even more spectacular: the complete implosion of woke media empires and corporate America's latest, well, their latest note. Jaguar, you hear about this? Their new logo? A luxury car brand that forgot it's supposed to be selling cars and not virtue signal. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. But more importantly, you won't hear this anywhere else. And while Hollywood elites run away from America, Chuck Norris is standing strong, and at 83, he's more energetic than these fleeing celebrities half his age. So what is his secret? Well, it's not a private jet to Europe or a $30 million MSNBC contract. No. Chuck has discovered a simple, natural way to maintain his legendary strength and stamina, and now he's sharing it with fellow patriots. In his exclusive video, it's linked below, Chuck reveals the truth about staying powerful at any age. Visit chuckdefense.com/next to learn the secret that has the Hollywood establishment in panic mode. All right, we've got a lot of crazy to get to in this one. Yeah, this is a potpourri of madness out of Hollywood. Ultra MAGA Kevin asked the question, should Elon Musk buy Comcast and turn it into a real cable news network to save American media from collapsing? Great question. I would love to see Elon Musk buy MSNBC, but the truth is X is 10 times more powerful than MSNBC. But if he bought it, maybe just be a little side project, right? He could put all of his favorite influencers from X, yours truly, put us up there, right? The article from the New York Post really didn't indicate what the entire shakeup at Comcast will be regarding MSNBC and such, but I will say this: an MSNBC rebrand. MSNBC staffers in a panic as NBC parent Comcast plans to spin off the channel and possibly even change its name. Yeah, MSNBC is dying. I mean, their ratings are crashing faster than Nielsen can keep up with them. After the election, I mean, look, all their viewers, they lied to their viewers for years. I mean, we've noticed it, we've watched it, we've cataloged it, we've reported it. But the real people, the real victims here are the MSNBC viewers who put faith in that channel, put faith in all those talking heads. While they're running around screaming that Donald Trump is a fascist and he's literally Hitler, but then you have Mika and Joe going down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. I mean, the hypocrisy is there for everyone to see, and the people, the viewers, they see it, and they're like, we're done with this channel. We're learning this, too, for a second day in a row. We reported this the other day. The View and Sonny Hostin now forced to read a legal notice after segments on Matt Gaetz and Pete Hegseth. Bill O'Reilly predicted this last night, that ABC will likely sell The View. Should we play this? Fine, okay.
Really long music.
Oh, sorry. Legal note. I have a legal note. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
Yeah.
Gaetz previously dismissed allegations that he paid for sex, saying that, quote, someone is trying to recategorize my generosity to ex-girlfriends as something more untoward. Another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. He has denied any wrongdoing.
Just call the show Legal Note from now on.
So The View, I mean, they've been spewing hate and nonsense for years. Again, another media outlet we've been cataloging and tracking. Now they're forced to issue legal notes day after day because of the lies that they spew, and they know that when they're on that camera, when they're on that TV, and all these housewives are home watching, being influenced by their lies, well, and then they make up lies, and now they got to retract them. Apparently, Bill O'Reilly says that that they are going to spin off The View. Here's the vigilant Fox. Holy smokes, Bill O'Reilly reveals Comcast wants to throw MSNBC overboard because of their hateful rhetoric is tanking NBC's views. This is Bill O'Reilly. We're going to play that, but look at this meme that was put out. Here's MSNBC, now a Spirit Halloween store. Okay. And then we got this. Rachel Maddow. You see this? Her salary reportedly cut by $5 million after MSNBC struggles following Comcast's cable spinoff. Rachel Maddow previously earned $30 million annually for hosting the Rachel Maddow Show 1 day a week. She renegotiated her contract at $25 million annual salary. Goodness, $25 million? Good Lord. Okay, let's hear what the great Bill O'Reilly had to say about this on News Nation with Fredo Cuomo.
What's being Comcast said, you two, we're going to have to try to mend some cliche fences, and you two are going to go in there and you're going to try to tamp it down.
Okay, so I believe what you got Mika, you got Joe Scarborough on the screen there. Clearly they're talking about their trip to Mar-a-Lago, which we reported on earlier this week. All right, let's play.
Comcast knew the next day they were going to announce that MSNBC is vapor. That is a huge meteor story.
Why is it vapor? Just because they're spinning it off and putting them in they're spinning off a bunch of brands.
There's no spin-off.
There is. It's a spin-off company.
There's no spin-off. See, you buy the propaganda, Cuomo.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean about
I'm just saying
people?
What's being reported.
All right.
But what do you know?
Yeah, I know, but why would you believe what's being reported? You want the real story? Here it comes.
Please.
So they're uncoupling their word, Comcast, MSNBC from NBC News. That means MSNBC has no resources at all. None. They're not going to be able to pay these people millions of dollars, Rachel Maddow, whatever she's making. NBC News is saying, we don't want you around. Why? Because NBC News' numbers, Lester Holt and the Today Show, are catastrophe, because half the country equates NBC News with MSNBC, and they won't watch. So NBC is desperately trying to save the mothership of information, and they have to throw MSNBC overboard. They're not putting anything into MSNBC. They want to sell it. So where's Georgie Soros now? Georgie's buying radio stations. You can get MSNBC for nothing. They'll give it to you. They don't want any more of this. Why? Because it's hateful. Not because it's so far left. The whole NBC Comcast hierarchy is far left. But it's hateful. They hate Trump. They hate people who vote for Trump. Everybody knows that. And you know what's next? The View. ABC News is going to have to cut ties with The View. And you saw that today or yesterday when Sunny Hostin had to read a legal statement in the middle of a segment. The lawyers get Whoopi Goldberg's ear and it said, we're bringing a statement in on a teleprompter. She reads it. So it is over for these far left networks. Done, never coming back. Dracula's stake in the heart. Who benefits? News Nation may, but CNN, which is on the ropes too, will probably get some MSNBC viewers.
Wow.
There you go.
What do you think of that?
Well, I'm certainly not going to accuse them of not making sense.
Comcast said, you two.
Wow. Bill O'Reilly laying it out. Rachel Maddow. Yeah, I'm sure. Look, going from 30 to 25 million. Yeah, not that bad. Ellen, though, she's moving to England, never coming back. Richard Gere moving to Spain. Rachel Maddow takes a $5 million pay cut. MSNBC's future now in jeopardy. Washington Post abruptly removing its politics editor. Bye-bye. Rachel Maddow taking a pay cut. It's all over the news. The situation at MSNBC continues to worsen as owner Comcast tries to rebrand the network following Trump's decisive win. Rachel Maddow, the network's highest-paid propagandist, just had her salary cut. $5 million a year for the next 5 years. She lost $5 million a year thanks to her woke propaganda, and perpetual lying legacy media continues to collapse. Maddow will be fine considering her estimated $45 million net worth, but her salary cut speaks to the larger issue of fake news failing hard. Here is the article from the New York Post. MSNBC's Rachel Maddow salary reportedly cut by $5 million, despite being ratings Viagra, as parent company Comcast deals with a difficult time. Yeah, it's all over the news. And here's something I want to bring to your attention. This is something, in light of all that's happening, something else that is not really being talked about is being spoken of by Chanel Rion of One America News. Now, Chanel came to my town. Maybe it was about a year or so ago, and she spoke at an event, and we went out and we had lunch with her husband, Cortland. My wife was there, and she told me about something that she was working on in the background. And it is something that will be revolutionary to people like myself. People like perhaps Joe Rogan or Tim Pool or people who have large followings of viewers on the different platforms where they are hosting content and reporting. Now, this actually came out a couple days ago, but it's a little long, and we've got a lot to get to in this segment. But I really want to drive this point home to you guys, because this is really revolutionary about what could happen in the White House press room. Now, MJ Truth Ultra brought this to my attention, and actually, I found out about it because Mancow Muller sent me a text message with a YouTube video link. And I'm like, okay, cool. All right, I watched the link, and then I saw Chanel within the video that he sent me. And I started digging around, and then boom, I find this video. Donald Trump reportedly to give credentials to podcasters, YouTubers, and social media influencers, giving them access to the White House press briefing room. Another gigantic step in totally dismantling the fake news media. Now, the White House press corps, in that room, that's all assigned seating. And it's based on some kind of ranking system that they have. But the secret is who controls the seating. And it's not by any congressional authority, not even by White House authority that these seats are assigned. It's by the National White House Correspondents Association. But Chanel Rion is about to shake things up. I want you to hear this. This is very, very important.
No standing. This is both a call to action and a step behind the scenes to a story that has never been told until now. So here's the condensed version. The White House Correspondents Association, a 501c3 founded by a bunch of top hat and cane 1913 Wilsonian old boys, and by the way, no girls allowed for decades, has operated on the White House grounds and tyrannically controlled the White House briefing room without any legal standing. They charge thousands to use those green tents outside. Pay to play. Donate, and you may get a tent or even a seat inside the briefing room. That would be like you and me setting up a booth in front of the Lincoln Memorial and not only charging visitors to look at the memorial, but deciding who actually gets to see it. How long do you think it would take before the authorities showed up to escort us off the premises? So here we have a 501c3 controlling the activities on federal property. I saw firsthand, too, how scared everyone was of this cartel. No one had the guts to stand up to the WHCA. You see, the White House Correspondents Association dictates who sits inside the briefing room. They decide which outlets go into the Oval Office or travel with the president. Under what authority does the WHCA operate? Congressional approval? A White House agreement? A decree from some president long ago? Are they an official branch of the White House press office? Well, the DOJ answered this one. Zip, zed, nada. The WHCA, the White House Correspondents Association, is a no-jurisdiction private club acting like it's some federal agency protected by God himself.
These are the gatekeepers. These are the ones who are allowed to sit in that room and push false narratives. So when Jim Acosta was assaulting Donald Trump's press secretaries, day after day after day, it's because of that organization that controlled the entire seating arrangement in that room and the green tents outside. When you see them doing news hits and they're standing in front of the White House, they're standing inside green tents that were set up by that organization. Well, Chanel, when I met with her when we had lunch, she told me that she set up her own. And she said, Gary, anytime you're in D.C., you let me know. You can use it. Let's continue.
No, it exists out of tradition and because they say so and they're bullies. But you know, Congress did pass a law eliminating the practice of a monopoly. And that's exactly what the White House Correspondents Association is. So in April 2020, I founded the National White House Correspondents Association to counteract the WHCA. I drafted a memo. The press secretary at the time ran my long-form 60-pager past White House General Counsel. And they affirmed the White House Correspondents Association has zero legal standing. Ah, yes, the "we've always done it" authority clause. Yet, with no standing and this unchallenged monopoly, the White House Correspondents Association has used that press briefing room to peddle the DNC platform, and they've used it as a cudgel with which to beat and bully Trump's press secretaries and his representatives, and his entire Trump agenda. They beat and bullied me. I was the lone pro-America.
Wait till you hear what she says, what they did to her. What they did to her when Donald Trump, this is heartbreaking, when Donald Trump gave her the green light to go into that press briefing room, she's about to tell you the nasty, nasty things that they did to her. Listen.
Reporter, and doubly insulting for them, a minority female. But despite their every attempt to keep me from accessing Trump and Kayleigh, I was graciously invited by the White House and made to stand in the back of the room. WHCA members left nasty grounds on my desk, vandalized my workspace, blocked me in the briefing room, roped me off in the corner, cursed me on live TV, cut my internet cables, taped up my wooden chair. I then announced NWHCA's formation, the National White House Correspondents Association. And the White House Correspondents Association sent me a cease and desist letter. I ignored them. They did nothing. They were, of course, petrified I would expose their little secret. The not-so-great WHCA, I wrote in my memo to the White House, is not legally more than a tiny and ostensibly non-profit Section 501c3 organization with about $350,000 in annual revenue and 0 employees. This puts the financial seriousness of the failing WHCA on revenue parity with a failing Subway sandwich store. Problem was, the Trump White House was in the midst of re-election. I was told the status quo would remain until the second inauguration. So I announced my organization and I waited. But empowered by my research, I struck a deal with the White House. And with OAN's funding, built a tent on the White House North Lawn. A tent that would be home for all us so-called riffraff. The White House Correspondents Association lost their minds, but they had no jurisdiction, no authority to stop it. And when Biden took office, they tried to take the tent. Secret Service came to my rescue. I call it affectionately the Alamo. It stands for this day, a symbol of press freedom. The White House home for One America News and all National White House Correspondents Association members, current and future. Boy, do I have stories about that tent. But I digress. So yesterday, Axios, published this pearl-clutching scoop that Team Trump plans to shake up the briefing room by giving conservative media access to the White House. But, Axios points out, there's solace. At least the White House Correspondents Association can gatekeep the briefing room seats to keep out the riffraff. How cute Axios and the WHCA think they have that power. It's, of course, like them, fake news, but only if Trump's next press office has the guts to recognize they don't have this power. Deconstruct that briefing room. Make it reflect the new media faces that so decisively shamed the legacy outlets in their numerical irrelevance. The new media reflect the American people, not the elite martini olive snarfing Yamiche Alcindors or Jim Acosta's.
Yep.
In my letter from April 2020 to the White House, I added the importance of new media as illustrated by Trump himself. President Trump has proven how effective are direct-to-America communications and has shown internet media and streaming are the future of communications in a modern presidency. No middlemen, no broadcasting licenses, no cable carriage disputes. The filter is gone. New media dominate. Truer now than it was back then. I also pointed out this ugly secret. The WHCA's IRS Form 990 shows the salary machine truth. A salary maker dipping disproportionately into a meager revenues of a nonprofit, funded by big media donors sponsoring a single and untidy annual joke dinner, attracting a crowd of look-at-me Hollywood has-beens and hangers-on who provide the Correspondents' Dinner with a leering and leftist audience who attend to try diminishing the presidency and conservatism.
So, you know that Correspondents' Dinner they always have? It's a roast, and you know what I'm talking about. Well, after I was sent this link, I text Chanel, and I said, hey, Chanel, I just saw this, so happy you held on. Please let me know what I can do to assist you. And she said, Gary, how the heck are you? I said, we are fighting and we are winning. She said, we held our ground, looking forward to this next chapter. We need to plan our dinner. She said, love it. I'm on air. We'll talk soon. I said, good show. Chat later. I said, I'd like to help organize the dinner with you. We'll make it the greatest event for our free media that has ever occurred. So, the dinner, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, traditionally held on the last Saturday in April at the Washington Hilton. I said we should probably be before theirs to really piss them off. So, let's continue.
Puerile humor and potty-grade humorists. President Trump rightly and tastefully refuses to attend or dignify this alcohol-drenched pomposity. Assuredly, the National White House Correspondents Association will host its own Correspondents' Dinner that will honor and celebrate the presidency. This was 4 years ago. Biden took the presidency, and it was clear that Biden's press office was not interested in press freedom. Oh, no. So my ideas for equalizing the press room and pool duties associated was put on pause. The Biden press office and the WHCA were honeymooning in holier-than-thou delirium. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones, Steve Bannon, OAN, each of us alone have more viewers at any given hour than any of these legacy rats have in an entire day.
Next News Network. Come on, Chanel.
And if real journalism was the goal, they showed just how incapable of that they were these last 4 years. Covering for the Biden family hospice and propping up pill-popping Kamala. These people need to come clean. Admit what they are. They are partisan pawns. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. I love diversity of thought. Just be honest about it. And don't hog the room with your unjustified girth. Perhaps now we might have an Attorney General and an FBI Director who can find out how much the WHCA has financially gained from the taxpayers' White House. Perhaps we'll have a press office in the White House with the guts to stand up to them. The future of media is an exciting one. It's filled not with the pale left cult miscreants of the WHCA, but by the beautiful diversity that is true new media. Liberal opinions count, but not enough to suffocate the Brady press room. They're wrong for a modern White House, and the tasks the WHCA currently monopolize are not theirs to wield. It is the president's and his press offices alone. Time to make the old boys of the WHCA go stand in the corner this round.
I wasn't going to play that whole thing, but man, she is on point. And what is about to happen is going to be an earthquake in Washington, D.C. Oh, we've got more, friends. We've got more. Talking about the Morning Joe going on to Mar-a-Lago. This is also from One America News. TPM's, the post-millennials, Libby Emmons on the Morning Joe host going to Mar-a-Lago. I think it's a sincere effort for them to keep their jobs.
Shift. And I just wonder, what's driving this? Is it sincere? Is it about ratings? Is it about being embarrassed? Is it a sincere change of heart? I mean, what do you think's going on here?
I think it's a sincere effort for them to keep their jobs. I think that's what they're looking to do. They have been lying. They have been, tooting this horn of fascism and Hitler for a while. Then they decide to go down and meet with Hitler. So I don't think that this comes from an ideological position, for sure. We know that there are cuts going on at CNN and at other of the large media outlets and broadcast stations. We know that MSNBC is, potentially going to be sold. And I think that Mika and Joe probably get a pretty fat salary between the two of them, and they'd like to keep that going. And if they want to keep that going, they're going to have to get some viewers. And if they're going to get some viewers, they're going to have to get some people that perhaps either didn't vote for Kamala Harris or are Kamala voters who are looking for a new way forward in this nation other than just setting their clothes on fire and tearing their hair out all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it is just amazing to watch all these meltdowns happening. Yes, Richard Gere. He is the latest celebrity fleeing the United States for Europe. Why are all of these celebrities fleeing? And then we have this bizarre moment that happened just the other day. As if these corporations didn't learn from what happened to Bud Light. Watching Jaguar commit this is like watching a slow train derailment. I can't look away. I do product planning in the automotive industry. It's my job to know drivers, not users, and define product strategies based on their wants and needs. I know for a fact that whatever the hell this is, it does not reflect the people who buy Jaguars. How does a company get hijacked by marketers who are so disconnected from their customers? Now, if you're not familiar with what happened with Jaguar, they are going down the path that Bud Light did. So they ran this ad, and I have the ad. I'll play it for you in a minute. It's pretty disturbing. And in fact, what's funny about it, because I was gonna bring this up the other day. I saw the ad circulating online, and I saw the word Jaguar, and I saw these people. I'm like, oh, this is just some weird, fetish fashion commercial. And then I saw it resurface the next day, and I'm like, wait, what? This is Jaguar, the car, rebranding? Yeah. Oh, there he is. There's Richard Gere, AI generated image. I'll get to this. I'll get back to the we got Jussie Smollett as well. That story today. Where is the ad? I did have the ad. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is the new Jaguar logo. There's the one we're used to seeing, and then we have this weird monogram. Jaguar sales have been down 70% over the last 5 years, so they decided to change their iconic logo after 42 years. But is this the biggest downgrade of all time? Here's the ad. I was so confused when I saw that. I didn't quite understand. And then it all made sense.
To fostering.
This is the person in charge of brand strategy at Jaguar.
And at Jaguar, we're passionate about our people, and we're committed to fostering a diverse, inclusive, and unified culture that is representative not only of the people who use our products, but in a society in which we all live. A culture where our employees can bring their authentic selves to work. And we're on a transformative journey of our own, driven by a belief in diversity, inclusion, creativity, policy, and most importantly, action.
Okay, how about you just make cars? Like, that's all you need to do. Just make cars. And then we find out that the Jaguar rebrand all makes sense now. The head of marketing at Jaguar Land Rover UK, formerly the VP of brand marketing for Bud Light up until 2020. It all makes sense. Wow. Oh, and then I saw this today. I thought this was, I mean, speaking of an AI-generated image of Richard Gere, now we have an AI Jesus taking confession in a Swiss church. St. Peter's Church in Lucerne introduced an AI-powered Jesus hologram for confessions. Developed by theologians and computer scientists, the AI is trained on the New Testament in response to questions in 100 languages. Yeah, an AI Jesus. That's where we're going, folks. Ellen DeGeneres leaving the country. Richard Gere moving to Spain. Jussie Smollett, Illinois' highest court on Thursday overturned actor Jussie Smollett's conviction of lying to Chicago police after he staged a phony hate crime 6 years ago. Yeah. But of course, looking back at The View, Whoopi Goldberg claims conservatives are nasty name-calling and coming after your family.
How do we try to talk to each other?
Unfortunately, I will have to say,
How?
The other side, I think, has driven people away because it's not just discourse. Mm-hmm. It's nasty name calling and coming after your family and I'm going to do this to you. And I don't think anyone should have to take that from anybody if they don't have to.
Yeah. Buckle up, drama queens. This is a meme that's been floating around after all these celebrities saying they're leaving the country. Stephen King, of course, leaving X because it's just too scary for him, apparently. Buckle up, drama queens. See you later. So, and then I saw this too. This is, speaking of Ellen DeGeneres, she posted this back in 2016. Happy birthday, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, or as I call him, Cuddle McSnugglestuff. You don't need to know why. Yeah. Maybe she attended a few Diddy parties. So lots of things are happening. Richard Gere going to Spain. I would warn the gerbil population there. Carpe Donktum posted this. This is, I'm not sure if this is a meme or if this is real. Carpe Donktum loves to post memes. Matt Gaetz should look into why Morning Joe has a picture on his wall of the intern that mysteriously died in his office. Is that real? I can't tell if that's real or not. I think he put that on there. So we got Jaguar rebranding, MSNBC getting sold. Bill O'Reilly dropping the bomb. Chanel Rion about to shake things up with Donald Trump in the White House press briefing room. And then we have this guy. You see this picture here? That's a picture of a banana duct taped to a wall. And it was a piece of art. This is how crazy and out of touch these people are. Supposedly art. And the man who spent $6.2 million on the banana duct taped to the wall says he's going to eat the banana. Guy spent $6.2 million for that. Here he is. H.E. Justin Sun. I'm thrilled to announce that I've bought the banana. I am Justin Sun. I'm excited to share that I have successfully acquired Maurizio Catalan's iconic work, Comedian, for $6.2 million. This is not just artwork, it represents a cultural phenomenon. That's what he purchased for $6.2 million.
At $5,200,000. Jet, the Catalan is yours.
Here's the guy. He's about to eat a $6.2 million banana. In the midst of all this, duct tape banana artwork sells for $6.2 million in New York City. As the situation continues to worsen at MSNBC, oh, listen to this. This was good. This was really good.
Oh, keep it moving. Oh, let's go. Come on. Let's go, celebrities. We didn't forget. You said that if he won. You were leaving. Let's go. Keep it moving. Terminal F, gate you.
Terminal F, gate you. After Trump's victory in the 2024 election, some leftist celebrities are leaving the country. Rob Reiner is apparently checking into a nut house, though. He posted this on Blue Sky. That's where all the leftists are going to this platform. And the stuff there is so nasty and toxic. Stuff I've seen posted. Rob Reiner says, I have made the decision to take the next few days to check into a facility for peace and relaxation. No phones, social media, no trolls, just calmness to heal my pain. Oh, Rob Reiner. Oh, this is good.
It cannot. The era of the celebrity political endorsement is over, and I gotta tell you, it cannot die fast enough. Now, America has rejected Beyonce and Lady Gaga and Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B and all of these people who are trying to tell us how to vote, and the Democrat National Party, the DNC, spent millions of dollars on these people. They spent $10 million on Beyonce, and they spent $3 million on Lizzo, and then they spent all this money on Eminem and all of these other people in order to waste all of this money and then lose decisively and then end their campaign $20 million in debt. Thank God these people are not going to be running the country like they ran their campaign. But what this is saying is that the average person and the American people do not care about these celebrities anymore. We do not want to hear it. These celebrities need to sing or dance or twerk or act or whatever it is that they do, but I do not need for them to become political commentators during election years when everybody knows that they are just taking checks in order to do these endorsements. Everybody knows that Democrats run Hollywood. Everybody knows that most of these people were probably on Diddy tape somewhere anyway. And so that is why the vast majority of people have rejected them. That is why people do not care about celebrity political endorsements anymore. And I really do think that 2024 is the year when the celebrity political endorsement absolutely died, and it could not have come a moment too soon. The era
of the celebrity is over. I've been saying that. These people have no more pull in America. They don't. Because the playing field has been leveled, my friends. It's because everybody thinks they're a celebrity now. And all these celebrities have to go and fight for the same social media platform that everyone else is. Celebrities actually think their opinions matter. Well, they just found out. And just like that, Hollywood celebrities found out nobody gives a crap what they think. But here's one celebrity that I think does matter. And I don't think that he was paid to go to Mar-a-Lago.
Image pans.
Here is Sylvester Stallone. This was a couple days ago. We've played this before, but it is an epic 2 minutes.
When I did Rocky, if you remember, the first image was a picture of Jesus, and it says Resurrection AC Club. I found a church that had been converted to a boxing ring. So the image pans down from Jesus onto Rocky being hit. And at that moment, he was a chosen person, and that's how I began the journey. Something was going to happen. This man was going to go through a metamorphosis and change lives, just like President Trump. We are in the presence of a really mythical character. I love mythology. And this individual does not exist on this planet. Nobody in the world could have pulled off what he pulled off, so I'm in awe. And I'll just say this, and I mean it. When George Washington defended his country, he had no idea that he was going to change the world. Because without him, you can imagine what the world would look like. Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations! But
second George Washington is about to regain his throne. Here's Jesse Waters on these celebrities, including Oprah.
Done it for free. $1 million to interview her in September. $1 million. Now, if she thought she was saving democracy, she should have done it for free. Kamala scared donors by calling Trump a dictator, got $1 billion, then just gave it to her friends and blew the rest on being a diva. Kamala went on a podcast, remember Call Her Daddy? But she didn't want to go to their studio in LA. So she made the host fly to DC and used campaign cash to build a fake set in a hotel room. She spent more than $100,000 to build it. That set, see it? 2 chairs, a coffee table, and a bookshelf. That's 6 figures. Now, we looked at the set. We probably could have done it for around $6,000. That's without labor. But where'd the rest of the money go? We don't know. So she's still trying to soak folks for cash. 24 hours after the election, on Wednesday, Democrats got a text from the campaign. Urgent. We need help. Donate now. Help with what? You lost. This is how she's going to spend her donors' dollars. $1 million.
Yeah. It's all crashing down, folks. Here's another celebrity who is really worth listening to. Justine Bateman. Remember her? Yeah, she's making some big waves. This came out a couple days ago, but it's a really important message. If you haven't heard it, stick around, listen.
Threaten there. But what I'm really excited about is that the political correctness, the sort of woke era is over, because you need mob mentality momentum in order to keep that going, in order to threaten people if they're not thinking and talking the way you do, to threaten their lives, threaten their careers, threaten their place in society. You need that momentum in order to do that. And when Trump won presidency again, that cut that momentum off. So this whole woke era is over.
Yep.
You're right. I mean, they only are effective when they work in perfect harmony together. And now they're all divided and arguing with each other, and they're not on offense. They're canceling each other. And that's probably a good thing. Is it really official? You believe it's official? We're never going back to cancel culture. We're never going back to political correctness. You're calling it right here?
Well, I'm saying you need that. I mean, when you look at mob mentality and the things that have happened, like the tulip mania hundreds of years ago, the burning of the witches in Salem, there needed to be a mob mentality momentum. And if you don't have that, it dies out. And I'm talking about, yes, things have changed politically, obviously, but it's spiritual. It's a spiritual shift. It started a little bit when Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into X, and it really changed when Donald Trump won this presidency. I can feel it, definitely.
I can feel it too. There's also an excitement, and I don't know whether it's about the decisive victory or if it's about the way he's rolling out these cabinet officials. There's a promise in the air where people are expecting major change, and you're kind of on the edge of your seat because you don't know how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen, but people expect it to happen. Are you feeling that too?
Yeah, for the last 4 years, very acutely, and I know it preceded these 4 years as well, but there's been kind of a pressing down and kind of limiting what people can say. And what happens too is you limit what can even occur in society. And so there's been a stagnation. Things haven't been moving forward in the arts, in philosophy, in politics, in medicine, in anything. And I don't mean technically did things, were there technological advances or anything like that. I mean innovation, like with your thoughts, with what is coming into your spirit from God, magic, the universe, whatever you want to call it. That's been stagnated for at least 4 years. And now that's changed. And that's what I'm really excited about. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
It's a brilliant observation. And I've noticed it too, that culture is stuck. They keep making repeats of every movie. Every TV show's a repeat. There's no creativity in Hollywood, in literature, in the arts. As you mentioned, you've noticed it more than anybody, I'm sure. But it's great to get those juices flowing again and get the spirits unbound. Justine, thank you so much for joining Jesse Watters Primetime. Great to see you again.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this segment. So much ground. So there you have it. The Great Awakening is causing the Great Escape. While Ellen packs for Britain and Maddow counts her shrinking millions, real Americans are reclaiming their culture. But here's the real question. Are these celebrities running from Trump's victory, or are they running from what's about to be exposed? Don't forget to check out our new MAGA Avengers collection at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. It's perfect for celebrating these celebrities discover their passport privileges. So drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this mass exodus just the beginning? And what do these celebrities know about what's coming next? With MSNBC on the chopping block and Comcast looking for buyers, could this be the end of the mainstream media as we know it?